So I was really on antibiotics for 13 years straight, starting when I was 13, all the way through till I was 27. At that point, my world had deteriorated. I was allergic to just about everything in sight. Pollens, food, and I eventually became practically a bubble child where I couldn't even go outside. My ears itched, my throat itched, and allergy was just horrendous. As a matter of fact, there were often times when my allergies were so bad that the only relief I could get was from being in a bathtub submerged, breathing through a wet washcloth. Allergies consumed my life as a child, and then it progressively got worse. The next thing that started to show up was I was sick all the time. I had bronchial pneumonia recurrently. I was on antibiotics. It seemed like if it wasn't for the yeast and bladder infections, I was on it for the bronchial pneumonia. What my life was looking like at this point was that I was taking handfuls of supplements. I was seeing chiropractors. I was getting muscle tested for everything I ate. I got down to a point where I only could eat 20 foods, and my world just seemed to be narrowing. I had gotten to a point where I was sleeping pretty much 16 hours a day, and I would be awake and tired all the time, taking 2 or 3 naps a day, and it was just like I could never wake up. I was on Santum remedies that were $100+ a shot, and I was taking them 2 or 3 times a week. And I know that I spent in this whole course, I've spent easily over $100,000 trying to keep my health together and trying to keep my life together. So I've made a list here because there were so many things that I've been health challenged with, and it just seemed like a never-ending, always something else that I had to deal with. Starting with a stroke about 8 years ago, and then libido disappeared right after that. Then came menopause, overeating, constipation, herpes, Hashimoto with my hair falling out, brain fog, and memory loss. My cognitive function was just declining about 30 or 40%. Sleep issues, having to stay in bed often 12 hours to get enough rest. Bloating with everything I was eating. Explosive diarrhea. Pee flow was sometimes so restricted that I couldn't even pee. Skin cancers in the last 3 years. I had 7 operations that were both basal and squamous, and lips that reacted to almost everything I ate, with blisters and small sores, and where they peeled all the time. It's been quite unbelievable what the body's capable of doing. So it's almost miraculous to be able to share with you what's happened in the last month. I've only been on the BX for about a month now. And in that short a period of time, for the first time in 10 years, I am having normal eliminations. My bowel function is practically perfect. I'm now able to sleep through the night. Before I was up 2 or 3 hours a night and often had to stay in bed 12 hours, and now I can sleep 7 hours straight and wake up refreshed. And I don't take naps anymore. I haven't had any part of a Valium or sleep aid. My white blood cell count, which verified by blood work, has improved 30%. It was at 2,200 and now it's at 2,900. I mean, I've never been able to get my blood work up that high, no matter what I did. My cognitive function is back. My brain fog is gone. My memory, I'm able to remember things again. My hair has completely stopped falling out. My hair had gotten where I probably had lost 20–30% of my hair, and you could see down to the scalp, and it's all, as you can see, back. My blood pressure was so low that oftentimes when I would get up, I would feel lightheaded or faint or dizzy. And my blood pressure used to be like 70s over 40s, and now it's like 90s over 90, and now it's like 90s over 60s consistently. My body temperature was running in the low 97, 97.2, and now it's zoomed up to 98.1 to 98.5. My pulse was oftentimes 48 to 55, and now it's consistently 62, 64, 66. Overeating had become a serious problem for me. It was practically uncontrollable, and I'd see myself just couldn't stop eating. And now it's probably 80% better. I'm probably also eating about 30% less. During the last 8 years, I had a stroke during a 2-week intensive, stressful period of time. And I would have to say that at this point, I don't have any concern about my heart. I can do absolutely anything. Herpes, I have been getting at the base of my spine. And in the last month, I've noticed that instead of the herpes breakouts taking 3 or 4 days, they're only taking like 1 day, and I'm not having them as often. I would say the herpes is probably already 60% better. My libido is starting to return. And for a woman, that's really important. I felt like a eunuch and like I couldn't even think about having a relationship. And it's just really wonderful that, you know, I feel like a whole person again. And I would just like to finish with saying this has become a time in my life when, you know, I actually feel a lot of gratitude for the miracle of getting my life back. And all I really want to do is let people know and share this incredible thing that's happened in my life through BX and the research that's been done, because I have spent my entire life looking for some way to get my life back and have spent all my time, all my energy. And I know my friends have gotten tired of hearing, you know, what's the matter with me. And now there's nothing the matter with me.